Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by and seeing what I'm up to today. We're going to check out what Kevin's got going on. He had some more information about stimulus checks, 800 a week boost, and stimulus update for 4/27/2020. I never know where to put my frickin' picture because every time I do, he'll come up with some words and then my photo somewhere. All right, enough with me talking.
27th stimulus check and stimulus package update, including some updates regarding unemployment insurance, the PPP, and the EIDL for Monday, April 27th. First, let's start with a little bit of an update in Washington. Democrats have just submitted the No Politics in Pandemic Recovery Act, aka the No PR Act. This was proposed by Schumer, and it states that no taxpayer funds shall be used for any publicity or promotional activity that includes the names, likeness, or signatures of Trump or Mike Pence. What's ironic about that is at the same time as this was proposed, there are now hundreds of tweets on Twitter from people posting pictures of their letters that they've received from the White House, paid for and printed by the IRS, giving folks this notice that says your economic impact payment has arrived. It's signed by President Donald J. Trump, and he is pleased to notify us that provided by the CARES Act, you are receiving an economic impact payment of, and then whatever the number, by direct deposit or mail check, whatever it might be. We hope this payment provides meaningful support to you during this period. What's interesting is the CARES Act does establish that within 15 days of you receiving your stimulus payment, you are supposed to receive a letter from the IRS giving you guidance on what to do in the event your stimulus payment was smaller than expected or there's some sort of error. It should give you some way of disputing. The only thing that we could see that might be indicative of that is this phone number that's listed down here at the bottom. For more information on your economic impact payment, please visit the irs.gov/ and then that word that I'm not going to say, or call 1-800-919-9835.
All right, so there you have a little bit of political drama to start your week. This is going to be a very big week, by the way.
Not only are a lot of direct deposits and mail checks being released this week, anybody on disability, survivorship, or Social Security retirement, and a lot of other folks should be expecting their direct deposits this week. The end of the month is Thursday, which that's coming up on us very soon. We'll be in May here very shortly, which guess what's also expected this month? The clinical results to the trials at the Remdesivir trials, which will be groundbreaking in terms of what it's going to do. Are we going to have a cure? Are we going to have a treatment? Or is this going to flop just like the Chinese said it would? It'll be a very interesting week, and it'll be interesting to see how the market reacts as well. But keep in mind that if you are still using the portal at irs.gov/EIP and you are getting the payment status not available. This is very frustrating, but the IRS has been actively updating the system. We now have a new frequently asked question sort of outlining why this might be occurring now. Some answers that they gave us is if you are required to file a tax return, it's possible that we have not processed that tax return yet, which is kind of what a lot of us have been assuming anyway. I've been recommending that you use the IRS To Go app, which you could still download, to check the status of the return that you filed. It's also possible that the application does not have all of your data yet for a variety of reasons, and there's nothing we can do about those reasons. So if you're getting the status, really the message should honestly just say, please wait, we haven't updated our system yet with your info, which is kind of frustrating and sucks, but it's one of those things where we look at it and we go, you know what, it is what it is. Now remember, if your direct deposit information is wrong or you've since closed that bank account based on whatever direct deposit information you see pop up, remember that if the information is wrong, your bank will reject the deposit, then the IRS will send you the stimulus check via the mail instead. If you notice that your bank account that's listed on there is not one that you recognize, but you notice there's this odd similarity between the bank account that's listed and the last 4 digits of your social, that actually might be because you used a tax preparing company like TurboTax or H&R Block, and they processed your tax refund the last time. They actually created an account for you with a very similar ending as your social to help kind of keep track of it. Doesn't have to be a perfect match, but a lot of folks are mentioning it's pretty eerily similar. And so in a weird way, that's actually why we're seeing that. In which case, if you have questions, you definitely want to contact your tax preparer. to see, hey, what's the process for receiving my stimulus payment? Most of y'all should be receiving it the same way you received your tax refund if you received a refund using those services. In other news, the $0 input actually works now. A lot of folks who had a zero for taxes owed or tax refund expected on their tax return found the portal was not working, or they checked the box that said, please apply my tax refund to my future tax liability. A lot of those folks were not able to use the portal. That has now since been changed, so you should go to irs.gov/EIP, give that a shot. Also, if you are a veteran or you are on supplemental security income and you have eligible children for the $500 in extra stimulus money, make sure you register using the non-filers portal by May 5th. If you get cut off...
Do my reborn dolls count? And if you hear someone growling, that is my dog. She is behind the camera. Emma, get your bone. Get it. Get it. Don't lose it. All right. Good girl. All right.
That is, you don't file by May 5th, you're going to be in the same boat as the people who are on disability, survivorship, and Social Security retirement who did not add their children by the deadline last week. Those folks are going to have to wait until they file their 2020 taxes to be able to claim their $500 per child, which nobody likes waiting. There is talk about opening that up again, but I found talk is cheap when it comes to the government. So... use that tool before it's too late. Then, when it comes to the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, very interesting update that I've now seen multiple states put on their websites. Multiple states are now saying, look, we've said yesterday, I talked about this yesterday using California as an example, you will receive $167 from the state of California in unemployment pay per week, plus you'll receive $600 in pay per week from the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. That combines to $767 per week. But the state of California, along with many other states, have now updated their websites to say that's a minimum. You will get at least that. But if your income was higher and not above certain ridiculous thresholds, it can't be a multimillionaire getting this. But if your income is higher, you might actually be eligible for more unemployment pay. So, for example, if, and I'm totally just making these numbers up, I'm just speculating here. Let's say you made $17,000 and now you're unemployed, and that's how much you made in 2019. You might get $167 plus the $600 for 13 weeks. Heck, I mean, in some cases, that's actually more than what you were making at your job. But what if you were making more money at your job? Let's say you're making $50,000 a year and now you're unemployed. Well, you can actually self-certify. In most states, it's a self-certification. You can self-certify what your income was. Don't lie, but self-certify what your income was, and they might actually adjust your pay up. So remember that $600 does not change. That's consistent for everybody for 13 weeks. But you get 39 weeks of pay at whatever the base rate is in your state, which using California as an example is $167 per week. But you can actually get that number increased if your income was higher, and you might end up getting $200 a week or $300 or $400 a week, depending on how much of a loss you're experiencing. So this is good. Another reason for you to give it a shot and apply. But most of these portals, keep in mind, they're not opening yet, or they'll be open this week. For example, California's opens tomorrow. Florida and Texas are still working on their portals. I believe New York is up and running. But check your state's unemployment insurance website to see, hey, how do I file? How do I get this up and running? That's going to be your best resource for information here.
New York State, Monday through Friday.
Applications have officially resumed. That means the SBA is accepting Paycheck Protection Program applications again. I'll be releasing an updated video on some of my thoughts on how to organize the PPP and the EIDL all together if you're self-employed. So if you're self-employed, stay tuned for that video. That video is coming shortly. So there you have your update for today. Stay safe this week. It's going to be a crazy week, especially this is the last week of the month, and we're expecting a lot of big news, earnings from a lot of companies, and those Gilead trials are going to be fascinating. So as always,
I always stop him and he always looks crazy. This was 4 hours ago and it's 4 o'clock now. So this was at noon, just so you guys know my total update. Peace out. This is Silkyfeather. Like and subscribe.